You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 6th of June. PM Modi inaugurates world's highest railway bridge in Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan Defence Minister declares Simla Agreement dead. Foreign Office retracts. And Trump administration ending protected status for Nepalese migrants. And now for all the details, in a major connectivity and infrastructure push for Jammu and Kashmir, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday inaugurated the world's highest railway bridge over the Chenab River. The engineering marvel is a key part of the Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail link project, which now seamlessly connects the Kashmir Valley to the rest of the India via rail. The 1,315-meter long structure, built to withstand 260 kilometers per hour winds and seismic activity, will drastically reduce travel time between Katra and Srinagar to just about 3 hours, which were only connected through roads. Alongside the Chenab Bridge, Prime Minister also inaugurated the Anji Bridge, India's first cable-stayed rail bridge worth 43,780 crore rupees. It includes 36 tunnels and 943 bridges across 272 kilometers, enhancing connectivity and logistics to the Kashmir Valley. PM Modi later also flagged off 2 Vande Bharat Express trains between Shri Mata Vaishno Devi Katra and Srinagar, bridging the Kashmir Valley to Jammu via rail network, which so far had been limited to road connectivity. The inauguration of development projects by Prime Minister is the first event in the border region of Jammu and Kashmir after the region was shocked by Pahalgam terror attack and Pakistan shelling in retaliation of India's Operation Sindoor. In his address, PM Modi hit out at Pakistan and said the neighbouring country is against humanity as he highlighted the targeting of unarmed tourists in Pahalgam attack. He said India's action in Operation Sindoor turned terror infrastructure into rubbles, with India's homegrown defence demolishing Pakistani weapons. He also announced compensation for those who suffered losses during Pakistan shelling and jobs for the next of kin of those killed in the border region in Pakistan's shelling. Moving on, the 4th India-Central Asia Dialogue commenced on Friday in New Delhi, with India's Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar hosting his counterparts from Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. The dialogue aims to bolster regional cooperation and deepen strategic partnerships. In his opening remarks, Dr. Jaishankar expressed gratitude to the Central Asian countries for their solidarity following the recent terrorist attack in Kashmir's Pahalgam. He emphasized the importance of collective efforts in combating terrorism and ensuring regional security. The dialogue serves as a platform to discuss various areas of mutual interest, including trade, connectivity, energy and cultural exchanges. Earlier on Thursday, a business council meet was also organized by New Delhi. The dialogue reflects India's commitment to enhancing engagement with Central Asia, recognizing the region's strategic significance. The discussions are expected to result in actionable outcomes that will further strengthen the multifaceted relationship between India and the Central Asian nations. And in a bizarre turn of events, Pakistan Defence Minister Khwaja Asif on Thursday said Simla Agreement signed between the two countries is dead, only to be retracted by the Foreign Office hours later. Talking to Pakistani media outlet Geo News, Asif said since India has kept the Indus Waters Treaty at abeyance, the sanctity of the Simla Agreement thus has been eliminated due to New Delhi's action. The agreement as a whole after this episode of war has now no value, he was quoted as saying by the media outlet. However, hours later, the statement was refuted by the Pakistan Foreign Office. Quoting an official at the Foreign Office, Pakistani media outlet The Express Tribune said while the conflict with India has prompted internal discussions within Pakistan, there has been no formal move to annul any agreements. At present, there is no formal decision to terminate any bilateral accord, the official was quoted as saying, indicating that the existing bilateral agreements, including the Simla Agreement, remain in effect. Signed by then Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and Pakistani President Zulfikar Ali Bhutto in aftermath of 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War in July 1972, the pact decides to settle their differences by peaceful means through bilateral negotiations. The agreements also converted the ceasefire line between India and Pakistan as of 17 December 1971 as the line of control, with neither side seeking to alter it unilaterally. Following the recent simmering of tensions, Pakistan has time and again threatened to revoke the treaty. However, it continues to remain in place. Amid rising political tensions in Bangladesh over the issue of conducting elections, either by December or sticking to the June 2026 timeline set by the Muhammad Yunus-led interim government, Bangladesh Nationalist Party is taking several initiatives to hold the 13th national parliamentary elections by December this year, the Dhaka Tribune has reported. BNP leaders are citing the examples of coups and civil wars in other countries and engaging in dialogue with other political parties to set the narrative to bolster their stance. Earlier, the chief advisor to the Bangladesh government, Muhammad Yunus, reportedly expressed frustration and anger over the state of affairs in the country and was even mulling resignation from his position. Local media reports quoting sources have said Yunus in a cabinet meeting said if he cannot perform his duties and implement the reforms, what's the point of remaining in office, as he highlighted the daily blockades, lack of consensus among political parties regarding reforms and the non-cooperation of various parties in state affairs. Yunus, who assumed power in August 2024 after protesters toppled the last elected government of Sheikh Hasina, has maintained that elections will be held only after reforms are completed. Moving on, the Trump administration has moved to end deportation protections the United States granted to thousands of Nepalese people after the 2015 earthquake devastated the country, according to a government notice posted on Thursday. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said in the notice that the administration is terminating temporary protected status for Nepal after a review found the country has largely recovered from the disaster. The department estimates there are around 12,700 Nepalese with the status, which provides deportation relief and work permits to people already in the US if their home countries experience a natural disaster, armed conflict or other extraordinary event. Of those, approximately 5,500 have lawful permanent residence in the US. The notice said the revocation will take effect 60 days from Friday, giving the approximately 7,000 Nepalese migrants with temporary protected status who aren't permanent residents until August 5 to leave the country or change their immigration status. After that date, they could face deportation. Donald Trump, who returned to the presidency in January, has pledged to deport record numbers of migrants in the United States illegally and has moved to strip certain migrants of temporary legal protections, expanding the pool of possible deportees. Trump has also sought to end the status for Haitians, Afghans and others. Devotees from across India gathered at the Har Ki Pauri in Haridwar on Friday on the occasion of Nirjala Ekadashi, a day after devotees celebrated Ganga Dashera to take a holy dip in the sacred Ganga river. During this festival, devotees worship the sacred river, which is symbolized as a mother as well as a goddess and a symbol of purity for the Hindus. Regarded as a celestial river originating in the heavens, the legend holds that Ganga was gifted to mankind in answer to the great penance undertaken by King Bhagirath, after whom she is also called Bhagirathi. Bhagirath prayed for the Ganga to descend onto the parched earth and bring life.
आज ही एकादशी का स्नान है, ठीक है, शाही स्नान है। इस पे क्या हजारों श्रद्धालु जो अपने श्रद्धा के अनुसार जो आए हुए हैं, जो गंगा माता के यहाँ दर्शन किए हैं, जिसने आके तो कल गंगा दशहरा था। गंगा दशहरा का मतलब ये है कि जहाँ गंगा माँ ने जन्म लिया था, गंगा दशहरा कल हजारों की संख्या में श्रद्धालु थे। और आज भी एकादशी का निर्जला एकादश है, उसका स्नान है, शाही स्नान है। आप देख सकते हैं एक बार जनता कितनी यहाँ पर आई, कितनी आस्था, लोगों की आस्था जुड़ी हुई है इस चीज से, हमारे धर्म से, हिंदू धर्म से, सनातन धर्म से।
Nirjala Ekadashi is celebrated on the 11th day of the lunar calendar in the month of Jesht. Among the 24 Ekadashis observed in a year, Nirjala Ekadashi is considered the most austere and spiritually significant for the Hindus. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.